My name is Angela Jones, and I'm the Public Information Officer for SHRA. I started working in 2003, so I'm now in my 13th year with the agency. As the Public Information Officer, I'm responsible for communicating information about the agency to the public, to our stakeholders, and also to our employees. So it's both internal and external communications. So more or less a conduit between what happens here in the agency and those outside or those who are working for the agency. Letting them know what we're doing, how we're getting it done, both the good and the bad news, just trying to respond and making sure that our public is well informed about how the agency is providing the services to them. First of all, I took the job because I needed a job. I was in between jobs. I actually had been laid off. So this job came at a time when I really needed to be employed. But I had also just come out of a previous public information officer job for another municipality. So it fit right into what I was already doing, already familiar with how to do the work. The only thing that changed was where I was working. But I actually came out of working for the media. I have over 15 years of experience in the media, in television, radio, and print. And so ready to move out of that particular spotlight and go behind the scene, so to speak. And I thought it was just, wholly appropriate to work for a public agency because I also had previous experience in that. So I kind of knew how things operate. What I didn't know much about was what the agency did. So while I liked the kind of work that I was doing, I came to grow and love what I'm doing here at SHRA. And a lot of that comes from the kind of work that we do and the people that we are here to serve. So once I began to understand what a great impact we make on the public and the residents that live here, it really made me become more proud of the work that we're doing and the people that we're here to serve. I have to say here that I am actually a product of public housing. I grew up in public housing back at a time when housing was separate for African Americans and for whites. I actually lived in a community that was identical to another one that was literally across the tracks. But as a child, I didn't see any difference in where I lived, not just which housing community I lived in, but the kind of housing that I lived in. Had a very happy childhood growing up in public housing. Didn't even know what it was until I had become an adult because it was safe, we played outside, we had everything we needed, and to be perfectly honest with you, I never even saw a housing employee in my community, ever. So I didn't know that I lived in public housing. It was just a place where we lived that was sort of, apartment-style homes. My family later moved to a single-family home, which was great. I remember that day very well, but public housing really served my family well because my father was in the service and my mother needed to be close to her family. My grandmother lived right across the courtyard in public housing. She raised a number of my aunts and uncles in public housing, but I was the last generation with my siblings to live in public housing. So we were able to, because of that assistance, be able to move up and out and to make a space for someone else who needed it. And so that connection and knowing that we're serving the same people that I, grew up playing with and being reared under really gives me a closer connection to the kind of work we do and knowing how essential it was and what a great resource it was for us and now providing it to other people just really makes me feel proud to be working here at SHRA.